Hey you all, Carpetbagger here, coming to you live from the north. More specifically, we're in Dearborn, Michigan. And even more specifically than that, we are outside of the Henry Ford Museum. One of my favorite attractions here in the Detroit, Michigan area. And it's been pretty cold, so I'm trying to do some museums of indoor attractions, and this is one of my favorite indoor attractions, one of my favorite museums in the country. And they do actually have some temporary exhibits that I wanted to check out, including a exhibit on Disney costumes from movies, and it's actually going to be gone on January 1st. So this is kind of a last chance to see this particular exhibit. So I figured we'd stop by and see what's going on at the Henry Ford. So please follow me. All right, and as we enter the Henry Ford, we are greeted by a couple of mold-a-rama machines. I guess right now the Christmas season has just passed, so we still have the red Santa mold here. Oh, you can smell that nice plastic scent. I do have that Santa, and I also have this Henry Ford right here, the namesake of this museum, the inventor of the Model T automobile. We do have a map there of different mold-a-ramas through the museum. Keep an eye out, see if there's any I don't have. I'm greeted by the giant Christmas tree there, and the shovel that was embedded as they broke ground here at the museum. This shovel here, embedded by Thomas Edison, who also wrote his name there in the cement. So the line to see the costume exhibit is quite expansive, so I guess we better jump in line if we want to have a chance to catch this exhibit. Alright, been standing in line about 30 minutes, getting closer to the entrance over there by the Dymaxion house. And outside the exhibit here we have our first costumes. This is the White Queen from the 2010 Alice in Wonderland. And there we have the Queen of Hearts, played by Helen Bonham Carter. She loves to cut the heads off of her enemies. Famed Off with Her Head, which ironically enough, it is now against the rules to show anyone getting their head cut off in any Disney movie. I've not seen this movie. This is Into the Woods. This is Little Red Riding Hood and the Big Bad Wolf. Apparently the Big Bad Wolf was played by Johnny Depp back in happier times with Disney. You can see he actually has little claws on his hands and his feet there, and some wolf ears there on his hat. A lot of people trying to see this exhibit before it's gone. It's not going to be here very much longer, ending on January 1st, so we have a slow winding line through the exhibit. We start out with Cinderella, as well as the Fairy Godmother. These are from the 2015 live action Cinderella. So I know a lot of people do not like the live action adaptations, but at least they have the advantage of, since they're real characters, real people, we can put their costumes in a museum to enjoy. There's Cinderella there, wearing a pink dress. I guess maybe the Fairy Godmother there, turning it into a magnificent ball gown. Here on the walls have some costume designs from maybe some less famous Disney movies, including Babes in Toyland and Summer Magic. And then down here you can see the original costume design for Tron. See, it ended up being quite different. I guess here's more of the way they settled on it. So yeah, that's pretty interesting. These here are from a different version of Cinderella, Rodgers and Hammerstein Cinderella, which apparently was a TV movie in 1997. This is the Fairy Godmother's outfit there, and then there is Cinderella's dress there that was worn by Brandy in the 1997 version. So yeah, they have a ton of different versions of Cinderella's dresses. This one is from the TV show Once Upon a Time, which aired from 2011 to 2018. I think it was like a TV show that incorporated various fairy tale characters. And this is Cinderella from Into the Woods. I've not seen Into the Woods, so apparently they had a version of Cinderella in 2014 and 2015. Yeah, Disney really likes putting out its Cinderella movies. There are different variations of Cinderella's tiara. This is from Into the Woods, from the 2015 Cinderella, and the Once Upon a Time Cinderella. And here's the blue dress from the 2015 version. You can see it has little butterflies around the top. And then the iconic glass slipper, of course, that would only fit Cinderella and not the horrible, ugly feet of her evil stepsisters. Alright, looks like we had a log jam in the Cinderella section. It opens up a little bit in here. Although we have a little bit of Cinderella left. This is the evil stepmother. Of course, the movie Cinderella didn't do a lot for the good name of step-parents out there. So I can definitely relate to the bad name given by step-parents from some of the Disney movies. The evil stepmother there and the wicked stepsister. Yeah, Disney did some damage to mixed families. I think this is Drizella and Anastasia. This is the heroes section. We have the Prince Charming from Cinderella, the 2015 version, and then this is not Jack Sparrow. This is Jake Gyllenhaal's costume from Prince of Persia, and this is Prince Edward from the movie Enchanted. And yeah, I may not be as caught up on my Disney movies as some may be. This is from Enchanted. This is Gazelle handing off a poison apple. So looks like it's reminiscent of the Snow White story. And here we have Glenn Close's outfit from the 1990s live-action 101 Dalmatians. See, it doesn't look like she's wearing Dalmatian fur in that. She's got some zebra fur, but she is definitely contemplating murdering this puppy and turning him into some form of clothing. Here is the Maleficent costume from the Angelina Jolie movie. I don't know, the Angelina Jolie movie kind of made Maleficent out to be more of a tragic figure. I think I like the original super evil Maleficent. I do not remember this movie. It's called A Wrinkle in Time. It came out in 2018, and apparently this costume here was actually worn by Oprah Winfrey. Now this is pretty amazing. Have the original outfit, Mary Poppins outfit, worn by Julie Andrews in Mary Poppins. Even have her carpet bag there. You know, very iconic outfit there. That's definitely an outfit you can recognize the person without being able to see their face. You can even see her umbrella there. Has the little parrot head on it, the iconic parrot head that actually talks at the very end of the movie. I remember that when I was a kid, that out of nowhere the parrot head started talking. And here's the new Mary Poppins from Mary Poppins The Revenge or whatever. You can see also has that iconic parrot head on the umbrella. Oh wow, I was not expecting to see this here. This is Dorothy from, not from Wizard of Oz, but from Return to Oz, one of my all-time favorite movies. There is Fairuza Balk as Dorothy. This movie is insane. It is pretty much a horror movie, straight up horror movie, but really dark, really good. I recommend anyone listening or watching to check out Return to Oz. It traumatized me as a child in all the best ways. And these are from the forgotten Wizard of Oz remake, the Oz the Great and Powerful, that came out in 2013. I remember going and seeing it in the theaters, and I don't remember almost anything about it. And of course, this was worn by James Franco, who it turns out is, you know, kind of a big creep. This is a dress from the Tomorrowland movie, which I don't think actually had much to do with Tomorrowland, the theme park area in Disney. And then here is Nicolas Cage. Nicolas Cage's outfit from National Treasure. Anything Nicolas Cage does is pretty amazing. Well, here's a Nicolas Cage movie I've honestly never heard of. The Sorcerer's Apprentice there. This was worn by Nicolas Cage. I wonder if he wore that curly wig as well. Yeah, this guy here holding some sort of Russian nesting doll. It's another character from Once Upon a Time. You have the evil queen there. And then this is Captain Hook's outfit from Once Upon a Time. You can tell because one of his hands is clearly a hook. He's wearing leather pants as well. And here we have from one of my favorite Disney series, the Pirates of the Caribbean. We have Captain Jack Sparrow. I actually just rewatched the original trilogy recently, and it's so cool to be able to see like the Jack Sparrow costume up close, because he, you know, puts little souvenirs all over his person. Like I put pins in my hat, he finds souvenirs from his adventures and hangs them on his body, on his dreadlocks. I always wonder what that bone was hanging from his headband there in the front. And of course his magic compass that, of course the compass doesn't point north, it points to whatever your heart truly desires. And that's what he uses to find the things that he needs. Some of those random things hanging from him, like a turkey foot right there. Very, very, very cool. This is from the Haunted Mansion movie, the Eddie Murphy Haunted Mansion movie. I really wanted to like it, but it wasn't that great. This is the costume of the butler Ramsley, who I believe was the big villain in the movie. Here's hoping that someday they make an awesome Haunted Mansion movie. And yeah, I don't know anything about A Wrinkle in Time, but there's some pretty insane costumes coming out of this movie. Here's another one of Glenn Close's 101 Dalmatians dresses as Cruella de Vil. And then here we have Cruella de Vil from Once Upon a Time. So it looks like just random Disney characters would show up on this show. This here was worn by Meryl Streep in Into the Woods, and she played the witch. And this is Jada the White Witch from the Chronicles of Narnia. Actually remember the book as a child, never got a chance to see the movie. Here we have the witches from Hocus Pocus, the Sanderson sisters. It's Winifred Sanderson, Sarah Sanderson, and Mary Sanderson. You can see their iconic costumes there. And then Mary's iconic vacuum cleaner. Of course, she was trying to ride a broom equivalent and ended up riding this vacuum cleaner here. So that's pretty cool, the vacuum cleaner from Hocus Pocus. And there is Theodora, the Wicked Witch of the West, from the previously mentioned forgotten Wizard of Oz movie, the Oz the Great and Powerful. And then this is Jack Frost's costume from the Santa Claus 3. This was worn by Martin Short as he played Jack Frost, the evil snow demon. And in addition to Jack Sparrow, we also have Captain Barbossa here, who, yeah, I think he's one of the best characters in the Pirates of the Caribbean movie. Just Jeffrey Rush does a great job of playing a pirate. Of course, Christmas has recently passed, and here we have the costume of Santa Claus. This was worn by Tim Allen in the Santa Claus 3. So this is the third version of the Santa Claus suit. It does have some kind of cool detail on it. You can see there's like holly carved into the belt. You can see his Santa boots there. These outfits are from the live-action Dumbo movie. Actually have Danny DeVito's ringmaster costume there. Again, it's another movie I've not had a chance to go back and see. I know you hear a lot of negative things about the live-action remake, so I'm a little wary to watch any of them. And these are from the live-action Beauty and the Beast. It was Emma Watson that played Belle. There's kind of her peasant outfit, her original form. There's the iconic Belle's yellow dress. You know, once she's been the Beast's prisoner, he makes her wear it and dance with him. And here we have Gaston, because no one spits like Gaston. He's this live-action Gaston costume as he's engaged in a battle here with the Beast, trying to hit the Beast with that club there. What's interesting about the Beast is they have the costume here, but the character was completely CGI. And it says they actually had an actor wearing these clothes and that they were, the clothes would be CGI'd over in the editing process. As we exit the costume exhibit, I feel we should go next door and check out the Dymaxion house. This was created to be like a mass-produced house that could be shipped anywhere and installed in any location. Almost the ultimate house. And the word Dymaxion is actually a combination of the words dynamic, maximum, and tension. Seems pretty extreme. It says the Dymaxion house, mostly made out of aluminum there, and introduced new plastic products such as Naugahyde, Fabricoid, Lumite, and plexiglass. They used to actually let you go inside of the Dymaxion house, but they closed that off during the pandemic, and I guess just never really opened it back up. We can, however, peek through these plexiglass windows and just see the mid-century magnificence that is the Dymaxion house. Just look at that. Look at the living room there, the furniture. Quite an amazing package. I'll just admit it, I want to live in a Dymaxion house. And this classic 1952 Wienermobile. So this is one of the OG Wienermobiles. Imagine that driving around in 1952. You know, one of my regrets in life. Not really regrets, but you know, one thing that I would like to do before I die, I'd love to be able to ride in a Wienermobile. It's something that has eluded me my entire life. And of course, the Wienermobile driver would give out presents to the children that would chase the Wienermobile. You see the Wiener whistle there, kind of a Wiener pan flute in a way. These are from the original 1950s era. And then they have Wiener rings there, little Oscar plastic rings. And then the 1980s, a different style Wiener whistle. It was a smaller Wiener whistle compared to the older style Wiener whistle. And a Wienermobile wristwatch as well. I do believe I have most of the mold-a-ramas here, but you know, I would hate to leave without making a single mold-a-rama. So let's fire it up and make a Wienermobile mold-a-rama. There we go. There it is, our shiny new Wienermobile. There we go. What a beautiful, beautiful Wienermobile. Ooh, and as a public service, you gotta hold these upside down. You can't skip that step. I just doused my hand with some wet molten plastic and burned my little finger, but it's my fault because I didn't hold it upside down. You gotta follow the directions, kids. And they have a great collection of presidential limousines here. We have Reagan's 1972 Lincoln that he used during his time in the White House. And this is it. This is it. This is the Kennedy car. The Kennedy car, the one that he was murdered in. He was sitting right there when he got shot in the head, when the back of his skull flopped onto the back hood there. This is that very same car. And just what baffles me, and it baffled me the first time I saw this, and continues to baffle me right now, is you see it's a little different. It's been modified. They added a roof on it. That's good thinking, because they actually reuse this for future presidents, even though the President of the United States was murdered right there in this car. They cleaned it out, they hosed it down, they popped this top on, which that part's good, that part's smart, protects the presidents, future presidents, but that this is literally a murder scene right here, and instead of retiring it after it became one of the most notorious crime scenes of all time, they just they kept using it for future presidents, which boggles my mind to no end. Yeah, as you can see here, this limousine, after Kennedy was murdered here, it was used by both Johnson and Nixon. And here we have the Kennedy car mold-a-rama. They make a mold-a-rama of the car John F. Kennedy was killed in. Of course, this is the after-murder car, so they have added the roof on there. But yeah, you can get your own little presidential assassination souvenir to take home with you. Now there's a steam locomotive in this mold-a-rama, and this one is a 1933 Willys Gasser, which I don't know what that is, and I don't have this mold. What is a Willys Gasser? Do they have one here? Let's see if we can go find Willys Gasser. Yeah, they have quite a collection of cars, unsurprisingly, given that Henry Ford made his fame by manufacturing cars. I do love this vintage Holiday Inn sign, so amazing. You can see a vintage Holiday Inn room. This says it's about 1965 era in here. You can see the beautiful shag carpet as we peek in the door here. Every once in a while, I'll end up staying in a hotel that looks fairly similar to this. The VW bus there, the Airstream trailer, the camper there, and okay. This is, okay, it says Driven to Win Racing in America. This is where we're supposed to find Willys Gasser. Okay, I think this is actually a fairly new exhibit. I don't know that I remember seeing this. You can see these two gentlemen here racing in this old vintage car. It's a 1901 race car there. So you can see him hanging on there with his goggles in place. This is the Locomobile Old 16. I think Locomobile may be a combination of locomotive and automobile. Either that, or if it's in Spanish, it's just the crazy mobile. So it was the first winner of the first Great American Race in 1906. So let's take a look at this race car. Yes, definitely like a steampunk contraption or something that you would see on the old cartoon Wacky Races. Look at the little seats there with the big steering wheel. But where is Willys Gasser? And here we have it, Willys Gasser. This is the non-mold-a-rama version, and I guess the story here behind Willys Gasser is that back in the 30s, drag racing was a hobby, not a professional sport, but I guess Willie modified his car so much that it became so fast that it became an attraction, and that he would go around racing it for money, and that evolved into racing being an actual profession. So the first professional race car, Willys Gasser. Here is a 2011 Ford Fusion. This won the Daytona race, and it's kind of cool how they have it displayed. Instead of washing it down and getting it all shiny, they actually left it caked with mud and the confetti from the victory there, still embedded on the car. And yeah, you can see the also like the fake headlights there. Race cars don't have headlights because, you know, they don't drive at night. They just drive at during the day in a big circle. So yeah, I was a little short on time today because I had to wait in line for the Disney costume exhibit. So we got to get back to the mold-a-rama machines and get our Willys gasser made. This is the 1965 Goldenrod. This held the land speed record for 25 years, meaning for 25 years it was the fastest vehicle ever recorded on Earth. You can see the Bonneville Salt Flats there outside of Salt Lake City, Utah. That's where they would hold competitions to see who could break the land speed records. And yeah, apparently you can get pretty fast on a desert made of salt. This is the Beatty Belly Tank Lakester, another vehicle that competed on the Bonneville Salt Flats. This is actually a fuel tank from an aircraft that was converted into a car. It's an exhibit on interstates. I do really miss the day when we would send our loved ones a postcard from the Indiana toll road. And then down here we have an electric toll collection device. I have a couple of those stuck to my car. All right, let's get us a Willys gasser. There we go. And then just since we're waiting here, let's get us a train as well. We have the locomotive here. Oh, there we go. There we go. So that's firing up here. That's getting us a mold made as we wait for our Willys gasser over on this machine. Beautiful thing to have two mold-a-rama machines pumping out molds simultaneously. Oh, there we go. There's our gasser. There's the gasser. Oh, we gotta hold it upside down so you don't get burned. And there we go. Willys gasser right there. Let's go see how the locomotive is doing. This is a 1860 steam locomotive. All right, and that is a fine train right there. And they do have a steam engine here inside the Henry Ford Museum. This massive train right here. Looks like we can actually climb up these stairs here and peek inside the train. All right, let's peek inside the train's cockpit here. At least I think it's called a cockpit. I'm probably wrong about that. You can see all the gauges and dials and what's in here. Oh, look at that. You can actually see, I don't know why, but someone actually threw their train mold-a-rama back in here, which is probably where they heat the coal. Right there in the middle, someone tossed a little train mold-a-rama. And looking down from here, you can see a train set. I'm going to come down here and check out the train set there. Oh yeah, a giant Lego display down here. You can look at this huge cityscape. It's a Lego train. Oh, it's going fast. This Lego trains get some speed. Yeah, a lot of Easter eggs hidden in with this Lego display. You can see the time-traveling DeLorean there. Now these here are all buildings found nearby in Detroit. Now notice there's a bunch of Batmen there. You see Batman.
There's 33 crazy bat suits.
33 Batmen in here?
Yep. I have names for some of them.
What's this one here? We got Batman. So you got boxing gloves on?
Yep.
There is another Batman up there with bat wings. You also see the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And then Jack Skellington flying his reindeer off this side of the building. There's so much going on here. You've got the Stay Puft Marshmallow Men fighting the Ghostbusters. You've got Homer and Marge Simpson getting married in front of that church. You have Jurassic Park right here. Back there is the Willis Tower. Of course, when I was a child, it was known as the Sears Tower. In my heart, it will always be the Sears Tower. See the Daily Bugle there. And we have a bunch of Transformers lounging all over everything. For the highway here, yeah, there's Transformers in the road there. And down here we have Hogwarts. And you can see them playing a game of Quidditch, one of the most ridiculous sports ever known to fiction. Yeah, you can see the DeLorean there, and the night bus from Harry Potter. Always love the night bus at Universal Studios, Florida, where you can talk to the shrunken head. I think that may be the Beatles crossing the road right there. You can actually see they have a Lego record player along with some Lego replicas of famous record albums. There's Queen, News of the World with a giant robot monster. So apparently this whole Lego display is created by the Michigan Lego Users Group, also known as Mishlug. So apparently this is also a new exhibit here. Miniature Moments, a journey through Hallmark's keepsake ornaments. Apparently in here we have the complete collection of all the Christmas ornaments that Hallmark has published. See some of the ornaments up close here, some bunnies in a cave, half a car. It's a Wonderful Life, and Mr. Potato Head, let me shake your hand, sir. So there is indeed a lot of ornaments in here. There's some sports ornaments featuring Goofy playing soccer, Winnie the Pooh skiing, and Muhammad Ali punching someone's lights out. I really like these down here. These ornamental robots. Oh, that's you can tell that's an evil robot. This one's got his own little UFO. You can see Mr. Monopoly there. There's a PlayStation controller, I think, and Noah's Ark down there. Down here, oh, there's a Twilight Zone ornament. You see it's on one of those old wooden TVs. We also got Howdy Doody, the marionette, and The Simpsons. Quite a few Star Trek ornaments. We got Kurt thinking really hard right there. We've got Spock working on his laptop, and what was that? Kurt stuck in a tube full of, what are those called? Tribbles, I think. A whole collection of Star Wars as well. There's Anakin and Obi-Wan fighting to the death. Got Chewbacca there, Boba Fett, and the Millennium Falcon Christmas tree ornament there as well. Variety of popular movies here. We've got Ghostbusters, Indiana Jones with his switching out the idol there. It would cause the rock to roll on top of him. And then you see the Wicked Witch of the West conspiring with one of her flying monkeys there. And here we have the technology section where they have made Christmas ornaments over the years. You have MP3 player ornament, a camcorder ornament. You have a Christmas tree made out of cell phones, and then this here, this I remember this. My mom actually still has this on her tree. This is Santa's answering machine, 1992. As kids, we'd hit the button. It would say, "I'm out packing my sleigh right now, so be sure to leave your Christmas wishes. Just wait for the jingle bells." And yeah, and it's funny, my nephews play with this, and they don't even know what an answering machine is, because you know, because answering machines don't exist anymore. Just reminds you how fleeting, you know, not only technology is, but just the days that we're on this planet. They rush by so fast. So thank you for joining me here today at the Henry Ford Museum. And this is a massive museum, and I did not have time today to show you guys the entirety of this wonderful museum. So I will come back here because I've been wanting to visit Greenfield Village, which is the kind of a collection of famous buildings that is next door to the museum here. Unfortunately, always end up coming to the Henry Ford Museum in the winter time when the Greenfield Village is closed. So that is on the plans. When it's warmer, I do plan on coming back and visiting the Greenfield Village. But I was able to check out the Hero and Villains costume exhibit, which is going away very soon. And I got a, where is it? My mold-a-rama, my Willys gasser. I definitely did not have Willys gasser in my mold collection, so always very excited to add a new addition to the mold-a-rama collection. Thank you guys so much for coming along with me today. Appreciate you guys as always. Thank you so much for your support. If you like these videos, please subscribe. It'll let you know when new videos come out. I travel around the country. I film roadside attractions, amusement parks, museums, haunted houses, and other fun stuff. If you'd like to help support the channel, consider donating to Patreon. $3 or more will get you a postcard once a month from me to you. Also, selling enamel pins in the Etsy shop. All that information is in the description of this video. And all that goes to help keep this, this train right there on the track. This boat, there's not a boat around here, is there? This boat on the water, and this dirigible in the air. Until next time, my friends, this one's in the bag.